Hey guys, good morning. For me, I always say good morning, but who knows when you're able to watch this. So, it's Monday, July something, and I am working on Winter Rose Manor by Brenda Gervais. And yesterday I finished these flowers and I started filling in the center, so that's what I'm going to. Right now I'm going to finish filling in those and then decide where to move on to. So I'm going to separate my floss, which I'm not doing a very good job of. It's tangled up. Do you hate when that happens? No rhyme or reason, it's just all tangled up. What in the world? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull it out like this. I'm just going to do one strand. For some reason, this strand is shorter, so it's messing it up. So I'm just going to do one strand, since I don't need very much anyway. So, now I got to find my needle, because I was working on my housewives pattern. I was working on this one. So, I stuck my needle somewhere. I don't know where. I think I have another one here. Okay. So I hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I stayed home and just rested my back. I did some stuff I probably shouldn't have done. I bathed 2 of my dogs. But you know how sometimes you just gotta get stuff done. Because my husband, he was helping me. I gave him a honey-do list. And he was helping me get some regular chores done, and I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and bath the dogs, and of course I regretted it. So one more still needs a bath, so I might have my husband do that. I would love to have a big house, and in my laundry room to put in one of those dog bathing stations. Have y'all seen those before? It's basically just a raised, kind of like a raised shower stall or a raised bathtub or something to groom your dogs. Oh, I would love that. And with a sprayer, because it's hard bending over trying to get your dogs clean. So if you're like me and you have, I'm just going to carry this thread. See, well, let me see. Sorry, I didn't check and see if y'all could see. I carried them. So, yeah, I would love that. So, we definitely need a bigger house. Our goal is to try in a couple years to find a bigger house. But we just have 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom, and so we need at least 2 bathrooms. We need at least 1 more bedroom, but we would like to either adopt or be foster parents, and we cannot do that in this house. It's too small. So I mean, we could adopt, but the kids wouldn't have very much space. And we tried to adopt. We had 2 separate situations where birth mothers asked us to be the birth parents, and the first situation, she changed her mind pretty quickly, but it was hard. Even though she changed her mind pretty quickly, she wasn't taking care of the baby the way she should, so it was hard. But that situation's gotten better. And then the other one, the birth mom was a family member, and she asked us to adopt the baby, and we were having trouble getting a lawyer because it was an interstate adoption, which means it was across 2 different states. So the laws are very different, and you have to have a lawyer who is willing to do interstate adoptions, and we were having a lot of trouble finding a lawyer. And it was getting close to her due date, and this whole pregnancy, like for about I want to say 6 or 7 months, we were like being told we were 100% going to be the adoptive parents. And I had picked out names, and I was really excited because I thought it was going to happen. And about 3 or 4 days before she had her baby, she changed her mind. So that was hard because she ended up losing, she had one child already. She ended up losing both her kids, and they're in foster care. So that's a really hard situation because to see that she changed her mind and then she ended up neglecting the child is really hard. And because we live in a different state, we did not qualify to be those children's foster parents. They had to stay within the state. So they are with extended family in that state. So it was really hard. But, you know, I have faith that, you know, God has a plan for us, and if there is a child meant for us, that it will happen. And what got me thinking about that was Parker asked me, he said, I want a brother. He wants a brother his age, and we were talking about how me and his dad want to adopt or be foster parents, but, you know, we need a bigger house and things like that. And that's what got me thinking about it. So you just never know. Never know what's in store. And if we don't have any more children, I've accepted that. I have. It's just hard when you see people that don't take care of their kids. You know, like, for instance, I know someone locally who recently, their child had to be rushed to the emergency room. I think this baby's about a year old, and given Narcan because she had heroin in her system. So, you know, you see things going on like that all the time, and it's really hard to get approved to be a foster parent or to get custody of a child. It's really hard. So anyway, I guess I'm just getting things off my chest right now. But if you were on my Instagram, you would have seen maybe the picture I found. I found it this weekend of the house that I grew up in. So I'm glad I finally found that picture. And it was in a photo album, but it was in an album I had in storage, and I didn't realize that. So I found the picture, and I posted on Instagram, and I'll show it on my floss tube so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And I definitely need to make some copies of that picture, digital copies, and in some way incorporate it into the framing of this piece. So that was a lot of fun. I was excited to find it because I was worried it had gotten lost because my mom, she had moved, and somehow my brother's baby book, like his photo album with all his baby stuff in it, and a couple other photo albums that had some baby pictures of me, and I think one of them was the only picture I have of my dad holding me when I was born. The only picture I have of my dad with me as a baby, period, and those got lost in the move. So she thinks what happened is maybe they were in an attic or something, and they got left behind somehow. But it really sucks. But you know, sometimes that stuff happens. We're fortunate now. Like my son, I have 5 million digital copies backed up on Google. They're on Facebook. So if something happens to my physical pictures, I can go back to those. But you know, before, all we have is what survived. You know, regular life stuff. So I'm finished with that. I love that. Now I have two options. I can start a new motif, or I can go down and finish these. And I think I'm just going to go down and finish these flowers. I do want to start a new motif, but if I finish these, then I'll just get done with it. So I'm pretty sure I know the color, but I'm going to pull out my pattern just in case, because it's on a different sheet. Let's see. Yeah, they are all, no, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Okay, these are all Cayenne by Classic Colorworks. So we'll get working on that. Oh, here comes Stormy. Stormy, are you playing? I don't think she's going to jump on my piece, though. What are you doing? She's a hoot. She just flies around the house. Stormy, you want to say hi? Come here. This is how... She's much bigger now than when I first showed her. Little flop around. Flippity floppity. She's like, what are you doing, woman? Parker's up. He has his headphones on. He's over there watching videos. I'm threading my needle. I gotta lick my thread. Okay, so if you remember, I had won a giveaway from Stitching with the Housewives, and I had emailed them a few times, and I didn't hear back, and I was like, well, they must have just not got my email because, excuse me. I'm sorry. I know I clear my throat a lot on my videos. It's just allergies, and I take allergy medicine, but sometimes, especially in the mornings, I still get a little, like, you know, whatever you want to call it. So I apologize. I know that gets annoying. Put my pattern up here. Anyway, so I had a lovely surprise on, I think it was Friday after my floss tube. When my mail came, I had my giveaway that I won. So they did get my email. So I feel bad because they say to email them if you don't hear back from them, but I felt like I was harassing them. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So that was exciting. So of the 4 patterns, I know I won't stitch all 4. So I want to pass those along on my channel. So I gotta decide which ones that I know I'm gonna stitch. And then I will pass on anything I won't stitch or that I think I wouldn't get to for a long time, because I would rather somebody stitch it and get the enjoyment out of it than it sit in a box forever. So I'll take a look at those before my next floss tube and make a decision. But the one, I think at least 2 of them are coffee themed. And one of them is Sunflower Inn. I can't remember what the other one is. There might be 3 coffee themed. But that was really fun. And they monetize their channel. And I hope people understand why they monetize their channel, because YouTube was already putting commercials on it. I recently signed up for YouTube Premium. And it's $12 a month. And we do not have satellite. We don't have cable. So what we pay for is like, we pay for Amazon Prime. So we get Amazon Prime Video along with regular Amazon Prime benefits. We pay for Netflix. And sometimes I pay for the... sometimes my husband pays for Disney Plus when the superhero shows are on, and then when they're not, if they're not on that month or whatever, he just cancels it. So sometimes we just, sorry, I was seeing what's going on, Parker. I think Stormy's getting his wires. Anyway, so we basically will pay, we'll pay for services as we need them, but we always have Netflix. So because we watch so much YouTube, me and Parker and my husband, I pay for the YouTube Premium. So it's $12 a month, but that is $3 a week for no ads. And I watch YouTube for hours every day. So it is definitely worth $12 a month for me to not have commercials on YouTube. That is a lot of commercials that I'm getting rid of, because some videos have some longer videos, especially for Parker, you know, they'll have 10 commercials. He'll be watching these gaming channels and they put a commercial in there, you know, every few minutes. So that means he's not getting any commercials, which is really good because it's better for him and I don't have to deal with commercials. That looks weird, but that's right. So I don't see the ads anyway, but before I signed up for YouTube Premium, I noticed that YouTube was putting ads on channels that were not monetized. So I looked it up, because some of these channels only had 50, 200 subscribers. You know, I knew they weren't monetized. So I looked it up and I saw that YouTube had changed their policy last year to where they could put ads on any video, and if you were monetized or not, it was to their discretion. So if you were not monetized, they get the ad money. So I 100% think that if you are able to monetize your videos, you should do it, because why give YouTube that money when you could get it? And Mary Ashcraft has a great video on monetization, and she talks about how these smaller FlossTube channels, they don't even really make anything. I mean, it's not even enough to cover giveaways. So it's not a ton of money. It's more like the principle of the fact, you know. So, and if you have YouTube Premium, from what I understand, is creators get a portion. They still get ad revenue for people who have YouTube Premium. So you're still able to contribute to their content. So anyway, the housewives, they monetize their channel, and I think anybody who is able to, and is, you know, they should, because like I said, YouTube's gonna put ads on your channel anyway. So go ahead, get your $20 from YouTube. But the only thing is, you can't control the ads. What determines ads on your videos is basically Google owns YouTube. And it's whatever Google thinks that you are a target audience for. And you can actually go, if you have a Google account or YouTube account or whatever, you can go into the settings and you can see what they have under your demographics. I mean, they will have like your age, your gender, if you're married or not. Like, okay, if you like motorcycles or real estate, things like that. And then they use that information based on what you search for and what kind of videos you watch and what kind of content you're looking up online. They use that to determine what kind of ads you're going to get. So you can actually go into your settings and you can change some of that stuff. Like, say you don't like motorcycles and you're getting ads for auto part stores or something like that. You can go in and you can change it, but they don't make it easy, but you can do it. So anyway, that's why it's worth it to me to have YouTube Premium. I finished Virgin River a few days ago, and you know, like I said before, oh, here's the cool thing about Virgin River though. They have all kinds of quilts and afghans in it, and I spotted some stitching in the background. On one of the episodes, they're in a dining room, and it's in Hope's house. If you watch the show, you know who I'm talking about. And I saw a sampler on the wall, and I tried to take a screenshot of it, but it was like focused on the actor, so it was a little bit blurry. But it was a house with an alphabet. Hang on, I'm taking a coffee. And I was so excited. I was like, cross stitch on TV. How long have I been rambling? 19 minutes. I was so excited to see cross stitch. And I so bad wanted to focus on it so that I could figure out what the pattern was. But it wasn't focusing. But I really enjoy how in the people's houses, if you look, they have quilts, afghans, and, you know, handmade things like on their couches and chairs, and their beds have quilts. It's really fun. But, you know, that's the kind of show that you just can just not think. You can just let your brain be jelly. And it loosely follows the books. So, I think it'd be a little bit better if they followed the books a little bit more, but I know they gotta do their thing. This season wasn't the best season, and I was reading online that it was because of COVID. Their shooting schedule changed, so some of it was kind of rushed. So, hopefully the next season will be a little bit better. It's still good to watch though. It's good, easy watching. And I've also been watching Big Brother, and I talked about how much I like watching the live feeds and stuff like that, but I have not gotten to watch the live feeds very much. Just my what's going on this year and our schedule is I haven't been able to watch, but I do watch. I do read the updates. I keep up with it. But I haven't been able to watch like I normally do. So, Mike and I started watching Australian Survivor, because I mentioned before, I'm a huge Survivor fan, and Australian Survivor is really good. I think it might even be better than American Survivor. It is an amazing show. So, a new season started of that, so we've been watching that, and we do not have Australian TV, so we have to use other methods to watch Australian Survivor. But that's been fun, because Australian Survivor airs 2 or 3 times a week, so you really get to watch it, kind of not really binge watching it, but you don't have to wait a whole week between episodes. So that's fun. Now, we're only on episode 3, so we've still got like 3 more to watch before we're caught up. So, that's fun. Yeah, I love Big Brother and Survivor. Okay. I've always loved reality shows. When I was about 12, is when MTV's The Real World, the first season came out when they were in New York. And of course, I was a sheltered 12-year-old. I didn't even know what half of it was. But I started watching The Real World on MTV, and I was hooked. I watched every season of The Real World. And then they had a show called Road Rules. Then, when I was about 18 is when Survivor came out, 18 or 19, and I started watching Survivor, and I've always loved those shows. So, alright, I get some more. I don't know why I was stopping. And Parker, I can't remember if I told you guys why I was talking about. Oh, yeah, because Parker said he wanted a little brother. I said, well, what if he wants to use your computer? Are you going to share your computer? That's the real question. Oh, he has been begging me for a cat for about 4 days now. And I mean, all day, every day. He's watching videos. He's Googling cats. I'm like, do you not understand that we have a brand new kitten? We have, now she's about 8 weeks old. We have a kitten, and he wants another one. I mean, he's obsessed. He's probably listening to me right now. He wants, some days he wants a white Persian, and some days he wants a British short hair, and then there's another one he wants. It's called a Scottish something. And then there's another one he wants called a Munchkin cat. It's like these little cats that are bred to have short legs. And I told him, I said, honey, people breed those And they mess them up because they want them to have short legs and then they have health problems. But anyway, yeah, I said, we have plenty of pets. We have so many pets, I can't keep up with them. We do not need any more pets. Because we have 3 cats and 3 dogs. And the last 3 of those were not planned. We got Bella because my mother-in-law, she was a stray cat. She's kind of like a barn cat, Bella is. She was a stray cat where my mother-in-law lived, and my mother-in-law was just feeding her. And she would occasionally come in the house, but she like, my mother-in-law lived on the edge of a cow pasture. So the people that owned the cow pasture had like a big old, what's it called? Like a place to store track. It's not a barn. It's more like a massive shed or something. I don't know. It's not a barn. They just had some like equipment in there and stuff. And then they had some vehicles parked there. Bella would kind of stay in that area, but she would come to my mother-in-law's porch to be fed and stuff. Well, my mother-in-law, and I talked about this early on in my floss tube. My mother-in-law's house got broken into. She had a home invasion. She was there, and there was an attempted home invasion. There was 4 men, and they had guns, and she was able to make them think that she had a gun. She banged. Y'all know, what am I doing? I am stitching this crazy. Y'all know those things that they're called, like, they're like sticks that you put up under your door handle to keep anybody from pushing the door open. She had one of those, and she kind of like made a noise with it to make them think she had a gun. And they ran off. And the reason we know this is because the next door neighbor had security cameras. Well, this was on St. Patrick's Day of 2020. It was like just a few days before the national lockdown started. Maybe it had already started. I think it was a few days into the lockdown. We had just started all that. Well, anyway, so she came to stay with us because she was scared to be alone. And she brought Bella. Well, Bella was still out there for a couple of days. But anyway, the next night when she was with us, they came back and broke into her house. And basically it had nothing to do with her. They were after the guy next door. She had one neighbor, and they were after him, but they broke into her place. And so she never went back there. She lived with us, and she lived with us for about 3 or 4 months, and then she found another place to rent. So when she came to live with us for those 3 months, she brought Bella. Well, while Bella was here, Bella got used to our house, and Parker really loved Bella. And when she got her own house, she left Bella with us because, I mean, Bella's really kind of like a barn cat anyway. It's not like, you know.
I
Stitching this wrong. I stitched that one wrong. You know what? I'm gonna leave it. So anyway, but Bella's very standoffish, and she really doesn't like want to hang out with us and stuff, but we take care of her. I mean, like I said, she's kind of like a barn cat. She's a little bit wild. She'll let you pet her for like 1 second, and then she'll start going wow. So she really just wants to be left alone. And then a family member adopted Mose, and within 1 or 2 days, they said they were going to take him back to the animal shelter. And we said, no, you are not taking that dog back to the animal shelter. We will take him. So that's how we ended up with Mose. So that put her tally up to 5 pets. And then Miss Stormy showed up on Father's Day at 11 o'clock at night, and we adopted Stormy. So, you know, we didn't seek those animals out. It just sort of like happened. So, yeah. And we got our little furry family. It helps me to have my animals and stuff. And Parker loves them. They help him when he's struggling. He likes to play with the cats and Moe's and so. Alright, I've hit 30 minutes. I hope you guys have a good day. I'm going to finish this flower right here. I think it's okay. If you make a mistake and it's not hurting anything.
Mommy, do you have $5?
Begging for money. I think it's okay to leave it.
Do you have $5?
Hang on, baby. Let me finish my video. Alright, y'all have a good day. Bye.